I'm about to win my first ever top split race. Don't mess this up, it's the last lap. But let's take this from the start. 30 minutes ago, things were not going so well. We started P3 on the grid and lost one position before the first corner, down to P4. The grid here in Winton is very weird. Cars are lined up side by side and you can lose a position right from the starting line. I'm trying to gain the position back as soon as I can. But with cold tires, this is my very first race here at Winton this week. I didn't really know how the cold tires were behaving. You can see me here squirming left and right, and the braking points are also a little bit different with cold tires, and we touched the back from the P3 guy, went wide, and we lost another position here to the red and white BMW. We skipped a couple of corners ahead, trying to go for the overtake here in the double right-hander right at the end of lap 1. But we went a little bit too deep and lost the position immediately. This racetrack is very, very difficult to overtake. We skipped ahead to lap number 6, still on P5, trying to catch up, and on turn 10 we have the inside line here, try to squeeze our way past, but very, very difficult to get through here. We have to tuck in behind for the next short straight. In general, those straights are very, very short, very difficult to get an overtake done. And sadly, this is how the race ended. P3 on the grid down to a P5 finish in the end. Very, very disappointing. So we go again. And for the first time ever in my life, I somehow got pole position by 4/10 on the top split grid. Now, can we take the lead into the first corner? Very difficult. The black BMW is right behind us, and somehow we managed to squeeze through here. Very good off the line this time, and into P1 we go into the first couple of corners. But again, the same problem as in the previous race. The tires are cold, and this really caught me off guard. The braking points are a little bit different than with warm tires. Turning points, you have to be very smooth. Also, you have to cover the inside on every single corner, which is not the perfect racing line, but it is the line you have to take if you don't want to get overtaken, if you don't want to allow anybody to try a move on you on the inside. And for the first couple of corners, it looks like we are going to survive. Let's see how this race continues. We make a little bit of a mistake here on turn 11, get a very bad exit. The black BMW right behind us in our slipstream is getting closer and closer, and we get deep to the penultimate corner. And here on the final turn, he makes the move, but we do the old switcheroo and get right past him, back into the lead. We lost P1 for a brief moment. Now we are back ahead, but this helped the guys behind to catch up to us, and it is now going to be very, very difficult to sustain the pressure. And here I do another big mistake, almost lost the car, and we have to go very slowly into the next corner. Guy behind catches up but cannot get past because we cover the inside. Very, very important, always cover the inside on this track, otherwise you will get overtaken easily. Now we go into the slowest part, sector 2 of this track, and here was somehow my strongest point, but we allowed him to get next to us on this corner here, and he goes wide. Yeah, this is what happened. He went a little bit wide, and this gave us a little bit of a breathing room, and now we have to fight the next guy that is behind us. A little bit of a gap, not too big, and the question is now, can we manage this to the end of the race? And the answer is yes. It was a very tough race. I had to put in personal bests right, left and center to maintain the gap. At 2.1 seconds lead in the end, and we got the win. We got our very first win in a top split. #1 in the world, at least for this split, but we had to fight really hard for this. Thank you very much for watching. This was my experience of my best race result ever. Thanks for watching. Drop a thumbs up and see you soon. Bye bye.